In Jamaica House Weekly, OPM prepares for the visit of U.S. President and CARICOM heads of government. Prime Minister calls for support of the church. And the fourth Jamaican receives City and Guilds Award. At last week's Jamaica House media briefing, the country was updated on the security arrangements for the April 8 and 9 visit of U.S. President Barack Obama and CARICOM heads of government. The Ministry of National Security said security arrangements were progressing at a satisfactory rate. Among the measures is the immediate call-out of the JDF National Reserve, traffic diversions and road closures, as well as airspace control. Journalists were also updated on Wednesday's incident at the U.S. Embassy, in which a white male hurled an unidentified bag onto the compound.
The alleged perpetrator, a white man who spoke with an American accent, was quickly apprehended by the police and is currently being questioned. The security forces and bomb disposal experts were quick in response and immediately took steps to secure visitors with appointments at the embassy across the road and away from the U.S. Embassy building. The Ministry of National Security can confirm that the contents of the bag were examined by the security forces and no threats were uncovered.
President Obama and the CARICOM heads of government will be on the island for talks with Prime Minister Simpson Miller, following which all parties will attend the 7th Summit of the Americas in Panama. Cabinet has established an enterprise team for the divestment of Petroleum Company of Jamaica, Petcom. At last week's Jamaica House media briefing, Information Minister Senator Sandra Faulkner said board appointments were also sanctioned for the Western Regional Health Authority and the Development Bank of Jamaica. Cabinet also gave approval for amendments to be made to the restorative justice policy.
I join you all in extending heartfelt congratulations to the Most Honorable Harold Millen to say to him, I am indeed very proud of you.
Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller was saluting her husband last Tuesday as he was awarded the Fellowship of the City and Guilds.
A man who pays some keen attention to detail and makes unyielding demands for excellence, even of his wife. This is matched with a strong social conscience, a love of people, and a kind and generous heart.
Mr. Miller is the fourth Jamaican to receive the award, which is given to persons who have demonstrated the highest standards of excellence in their field. On Good Friday, Prime Minister Simpson Miller called on Jamaicans to join the social cohesion efforts of the church. She reasoned that the country would benefit from the church's mission of promoting positive values and strong morals.
Families and communities at every level in Jamaica must support the church in this mission, which is vital to the very foundations of our society and our nation.
The Prime Minister was speaking at the 45th Annual Convention of the International Church of the Foursquare Gospel in Kingston. She used the occasion to reassure the gathering that government would continue to protect the country's proud record of religious freedom for all, which is enshrined in the Jamaican Constitution.
Jamaica has a long and distinguished history of freedom of religion, which we should never take for granted.
The Prime Minister said government's work in this regard was acknowledged recently with an award from the International Religious Liberty Association. And finally, Mrs. Simpson Miller hosted a number of visitors to Jamaica House last week. On Wednesday, she met Venezuela's Foreign Minister Delcy Rodriguez. She also met with International Court of Justice Judge Patrick Robinson. The next day, the Prime Minister welcomed the newly elected officers of the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica for the 2015-2016 year. And that's how we close this week's edition of Jamaica House Weekly. Join us next time for the latest out of the office of the Prime Minister.